Bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. 351 days into the new year. Only 15 days left. 2 weeks. Only 9 days till Christmas. Yay. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planets. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? All right. Tonight, he's back. Billy Carson. Billy Carson is here. He's going to be announcing the publishing of his new book. It was released last week. The book is called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. And it's a great book. Yep, so great. I wrote the foreword. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. It's a great book. I'm telling you right now, it's a great book. This is a book. The timing couldn't be better. Okay? And we'll be talking about all of that tonight with Billy, that and much more. And, of course, tomorrow night is Thursday, which means another Fader night with open lines all night long. And Thursday night, that's it. That's aside from tonight, right, with Billy, or last night with John Burroughs, right? It's it's the greatest night in all of talk radio. There is nothing like Fader night. And I know if I was out there and listening to talk radio like that, and I found a show like this that's doing open lines like we have, I'd be there, man. I'd be there every Thursday night. I'd be there any night they were doing it. But that's it. Thursday night, Fader night, right here. All right. It's Christmas. Nothing says Christmas like a crystal skull. That's right. Head over to Carolyn Ford's website. It's called EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. The links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Head over and get yourself your very own crystal skull. Maybe your second crystal skull. Maybe you're just adding to your collection. But go and check it out. Her store is amazing. And the amount of time that she takes, because you get pictures from every angle. You get the weight, the size, what kind of material that it's made from. Not everything is crystal. Some are stone. Some are metal, right? But head over, EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Billy Carson's on with us tonight. and ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, his new television network. Go and check that out. Of course, his new book is out. You can get that too as well. There's ForbiddenKnowledge.com, and the link for Amazon for the new book is up on our website. You can go and click on it there and go and check it out. I also have the links for it out in social media. All right? Oh, where am I at? You know where I'm at right now? I need some River Moon coffee. Yes. All right. Let's move on. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. And, you know, one of the exciting things for me throughout the day is right when we get to that atomic clock, right? That's right there. That atomic clock clicks down, 7 o'clock. Boom, show's going. My favorite thing, Twitter. Right at that moment, I just look to see what's going on right there in Twitter. You've got to go. You got to go. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. And then hashtag F2B, which is our sandbox. And then just go and look at the GIFs that I didn't say GIF, I said GIF that pops up. Is that Kirk Hammett? That's a good one. Yeah, these are good ones tonight. Yeah, you guys are good. Hey, do you feel festive? I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. Do you feel festive? You know, like a festive, like festive. Do you feel festive? What's it like in your town, right? What's it like in your town? I would love to see, and especially heading into Fader night tomorrow night, and we'll be 8 days away from Christmas. We're like a week away. What's it like in your town? Is it lit up downtown? Are there people out? Does it feel festive? Is there Christmas music playing everywhere? Are you in the spirit? Are you in the mood? I'm going to be talking about that in just a minute. All right. But here's the deal. Let's get to the breaking news. Next week. Oh, is it okay? I'm going to say this. Thank you, Brad, for posting David Lee Roth. And that is pretty cool. I think I watched that today. I watched Van Halen at the US Festival. Cranked that up. I cranked that up, and I forgot how great that performance was. And Eddie's Frankenstein, his guitar, Frankie, that one had the Kramer headstock on it. Not the hockey stick, but the small Kramer headstock with the Kramer logo on it. I forgot about that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Second song, Unchained. Really good. That's the one where Roth says, "I forgot the effing words." Oh man! I mean, walks right out on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Van Halen forgets the words. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, these gifts now of Van Halen are popping up. Yes, I did say GIF correctly. Thank you so much for that, Corey. You are absolutely right on that one. Okay, let's get to the breaking news, because next week, speaking of the holiday season, next week on December 21st is the big day for Jupiter and Saturn. The planets will align, appearing closer than they have since the Middle Ages in what is being called a Christmas kiss. Now, on the December solstice, right, the 21st, 2020, Jupiter's and Saturn's orbits will bring them together in a great conjunction. The 2020 Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn will be the closest since 1623 and the closest observable since 1226. 800 years. The 2020's extra close Jupiter-Saturn conjunction won't be matched again until March 15th, 2080. And it's pretty amazing. You can walk out right now, walk out and look into the sky and see how close they are. They're just creeping together. And the other thing is that the moon is going to follow right down behind the conjunction on the 21st. So at one point, you're going to get all three. And it's unbelievably spectacular to look up in the sky and see this going on right now. And it is getting close. Well, tonight, 3 large asteroids are going to cruise past us, and it's going to happen right after the show. First up, it's the 11-meter 2020 XF4 that will fly by very close at 213,130 miles just inside the orbit of the moon. Followed by the 24-meter 2020 VY1. And you can always tell by the dates and the names of when these things were discovered. 2020 VY1 is going to pass by way out, 1.9 million miles. And then last up is the 2020 XS5, bringing up the rear at a distance of 1.1 million miles, all going down tonight right after the show. Now, check this out. An online bidder, anonymous at this point, an online bidder has paid $98,000 to get an up-close and personal experience with the Mona Lisa, after the Louvre Museum in Paris sold off a once-in-a-lifetime chance via auction. The unidentified winner will attend the annual examination of Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece when the world's most famous painting is taken out of its case for inspection. How cool is that? $98,000. But there's no official word on how much this will end up working out per minute. Yeah. Incredible. Would you pay $98,000 to just get up close and personal with the Mona Lisa like that, out of the case, just right up on it? You just look right at $98,000. It's pretty cool. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Benjamin Bratt. Benjamin Bratt is 57 years old. ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons. Jimi Hendrix once said that he was the greatest guitarist in the world. Billy Gibbons today is 71. I don't even know what my favorite ZZ Top album is, but I'm probably going to go Degueo. I'm going Degueo. That's Tres Hombres, right? I'm going Degueo. Guitarist Robin Ford today is 69. And one of the B's in ABBA today, Benny Anderson, is 74. Our dead guy's birthday today is Ludwig van Beethoven. 1770 to 1827, died at the age of 56. Ludwig is one of the most admired composers in the history of music. His works rank amongst the most performed in the world. December 1826, his doctor noticed symptoms including fever, jaundice, and edema, with swollen limbs, coughing, and breathing difficulties. Several operations were carried out that month to tap off the excess fluid from Beethoven's abdomen. On March 24th, just a few months later, still bedridden, Beethoven said to those present, "Applaud, friends, the comedy is over." He died 2 days later on March 26th, 1827, at the age of 56. There's another report right there on his deathbed. He's got everybody around him, and somebody shows up with like a case of champagne, right, and flowers, a case of champagne. And the last words that he said after this comedy is over, right? The last words when he saw the champagne, "You're too late." Oh, man. That's it. I'm just saying, there's reports. That's how it went down. On this day in history, 1960, 2 airplanes, a United DC-8 from Chicago and a TWA Super Constellation from Dayton, Ohio, collide over New York City. It is the only over a large city airplane accident, plane on plane. Over 128 people in total were on the planes. There were no survivors. Fader fact. Every Christmas, here's a nice Christmas fader fact for you. Every Christmas, an estimated 4 million Japanese families treat themselves to Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's right, KFC. There are reports they prefer crispy. It has become a nationwide tradition. And that is your Fader Fact. Tonight, Billy Carson is here. He is here to announce his new book. It was published last week. Obviously, we know what went down with me last week, so we couldn't have the special day last week that we had planned. But we're doing it tonight. Billy Carson is here to announce his new book. It is called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. There you go. All right. Now, time for me to hit this River Moon Coffee. I just watched Benjamin Bratt on Private Practice on Netflix. Well, he was in that time travel movie. Doctor Strange. Did you guys see Doctor Strange? Benjamin Bratt? You saw it, right? Playing basketball. RiverMoonCoffee.com. Fade to Black blend. All right. Something really strange hit me today. And it was the realization that Christmas is just 9 days away. And it doesn't really feel like it. For the first time in my life, the holiday season isn't so holiday-ish. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Not going there, actually. I want to be the opposite. Hence my announcement on the show last night and again tonight when I announced, hey, just 9 days until Christmas. Yay. Right? Doing my part. I think I'm just trying to pump myself up, though, to get the spirit back. But let's face it, right? Things are just not the same right now. So what do we do to change things? Well, first, for me, guitar shopping always helps. Yeah. Guitar shopping. That'll always change my mood. I think shopping changes anybody's mood. So today I spent some time looking at a few axes that I've had my eyes on, and I almost pulled the trigger. I didn't. I ended up settling on 3 compact keyboards for the studio. 3 of these. 10 bucks each. Right? Good Lord. That's what I did. I poked around today in the garage to find Christmas lights for the outside of our house. And after I found them, I decided that putting up lights this weekend would be pretty lame. I should have done that last weekend, but I was sick in bed. And I was thinking to myself today, I'm like, is it ever too late to put up Christmas lights? Right? Do you want to be the doofus on the block, the last guy putting lights up because everybody else put up their lights, right, the day after Thanksgiving, right? And they're always out there, too, day after Thanksgiving, just ladders out, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm so lame, right? So lame. And you just don't want to be the last guy. And so putting up Christmas lights, like 9 days before Christmas, I don't know. And as I'm going through these thoughts today, it all just kind of hit me. What's going on around the country, right? has the festive feeling gone away? We all know that normally all of the businesses are lit up, right? The downtown areas have their Santa's Village vibe thing going on. You know, stores are packed. You got the holiday music. People are shopping. You know, it feels like Christmas. And that's when I decided, screw it. I'm not going to let 2020 rob me of my Charlie Brown Christmas too. It's already robbed me of everything else. I'm going to hang my lights this weekend. That's right. Maybe I'll get some here in the bunker, too. You know, get that done. I'm going to break out my Santa hat, and I'm going to wear it around town. I'm going to put some reindeer antlers, you know, on the front of my Jeep. And, you know, when you're driving around and you see somebody, you know, with their car, they got the elf ears on the windows, you know, you roll up your, you know, whatever. You know, somebody's got a Christmas bow on the front. And you think to yourself, man, that's a little bit too Christmassy for me. But that's in years past, right? I'm going to be that person that you're complaining about this year. I'm going to get the reindeer antlers on the front of my Jeep. You see, I remember when I was a kid. I was 8 years old. And all I wanted for Christmas was the Ronco mini skis. The Popeel. The Ronco mini skis. They were advertised on TV 24/7 back in the day. Kids skiing like Olympic champions on these cheap little plastic skis in the commercials. And I begged for them. I had to have those skis. And then Christmas morning, Santa brought my brothers and sisters the Ronco mini skis. I'm going to cry. It was a great day. It was the perfect Chicago Christmas. Literally, we had a fresh 2 feet of snow outside, freezing cold. And there we were, all day long, tearing up the little hill in front of our school across the street. That's the feeling that I get every year. That memory. It's solid. It's just right here on the front. That's Christmas. And that's the feeling that I want to have. I want to have it with my kids. I want to have it with my family. I want it to feel like Christmas. That is what Christmas should be for everyone. 2020 ain't going to ruin it for me and my family. It's not going to happen this year. It's not. So after I get the lights up on the house, right, and I get Rudolph on the front of my Jeep, I'm going to listen to Charlie Brown Christmas, the soundtrack, as I drive around and go Christmas shopping for my family. I'm going to try to find them Ronco mini skis and get them for everybody. And yes, I promise I'll take another crack at finding that perfect guitar too. All right. Hey, before I let you go, before I get to the break, today here in the bunker, as I'm going through these thoughts, I went over and found it was on Vimeo, by the way, the correct one. It wasn't on YouTube, but I found the Charlie Brown Christmas album by Vince Guaraldi, the Vince Guaraldi Trio. And I listened to it twice. Is that like perfect? I know that there are generations that missed the Charlie Brown Christmas era, right? And you got to remember, that's what, 1970, 1968, probably earlier than that. And then, over the years, it still plays and things, but I don't think it has the impact, on Gen Zers or millennials like it does for us, right? But man, that soundtrack, Charlie Brown Christmas, the Vince Guaraldi Trio, I've got the original CD somewhere, or wherever my CDs are packed. But that will get you in the zone. That will put you in the spirit. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Billy Carson is here. I love all the Bigfoot Christmas. I like where you guys are going with this. All right? So I do. By showtime tomorrow night, everybody, post the pictures of your house. You got the lights up? Let me see your tree. Let me see your neighborhood. Got any pictures of downtown? The reindeer antlers on the front of your car? I want to see all of that stuff. This is Fade to Black. Tonight, it is Billy Carson. His new book is called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. It is available now. It was published last week. So you can go and order it. The links for it are up in social media, and we also have it over at jimmychurchradio.com. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Ron Popeil, Ronco Mini Skis. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on jimmychurchradio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Go Beckley Teppy.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at GetTheT.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. GetTheT.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years, and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's GetTheT.com. GetTheT.com. The tea that makes you go.
Permanent industrial glue impossible to remove? Not anymore, because Handyman Formula by D-Bond is a patented chemical adhesive remover. It's used in the building and home maintenance industry, but now it's available for your home use, for your DIY projects. Unglue stickers, silicone rubber, labels, price tags, flex tape, weather stripping, carpet glue, wood glue, liquid nails, even 3M 5200. And It dissolves graffiti. Yeah, graffiti. Handyman Formula by D-Bond works, and it's safe to use on most surfaces. No need to call a professional. Don't get out the pliers and blowtorch. Just apply a little Handyman Formula by D-Bond and wait 90 seconds, then quickly and easily pull the items apart. Get unstuck. Visit dbondhandymanformula.com. That's dbondhandymanformula.com or call 561-575-4200. Handyman Formula by D-Bond.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Compendium. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Billy Carson. Tomorrow night, Thursday, it is Fader night with open lines all night long. Tonight, Billy is here to tell us all about his new book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. That's right. It doesn't. We're going to be talking about that tonight. And the links, the book was released last week. We had to postpone the show until tonight. And the links are over on our website and, of course, throughout social media, too, as well, in our Twitter feed and on Facebook. Okay? Billy is the founder of Forbidden Knowledge, the author of the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, and is the expert host on Deep Space over on Gaia. Carson's Forbidden Knowledge has over 2 million followers and subscribers throughout social media. He is also the founder of Forbidden Knowledge, Inc., and is the best-selling author that is happening right now with Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. He is the CEO of First Class Space Agency based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And he is also the founder of Pantheon Elite Records, a contributor to Thrive Global, and is a registered international journalist. I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black, Billy Carson. Billy.
Hey, Jimmy. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Fantastic.
Oh, man. The holiday season is here, man. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I always prepare for the holidays during the summer, so I don't have to worry about it.
How does that work?
Well, in the summer, I just start acquiring things that I think people would like that are close to me. And I pick up people who are, maybe not as close or just friends. You don't know what they actually like. I will get them gift cards. So I just collect gift cards and collect gifts. And when the holiday season comes, I'm ready to go. Yeah,
I wish I could do that. I don't have that kind of discipline, and that's why this book will help everybody. Maybe I should have read it more than 3 or 4 times, but right. We'll get to the book in a second. The other, I was just talking about the holiday spirit, the festive spirit. Do you feel it? Do you feel festive?
I feel festive. I feel, I don't celebrate Christmas in particular. I just celebrate the entire holiday season. I think the season is a great time for family to get together, friends to get together, people to acknowledge the love for one another and enjoy one another, visit each other if possible. So I feel that this time of year, I automatically feel it every single year.
So COVID hasn't slowed you down, or the pandemic, or the drama that is going around the country?
No, I won't allow it to.
Yeah.
I think now people will get sick, and people have gotten sick even in my family. But fortunately, we've all recovered. Everybody's okay, and but the spirits have always been high, and everyone is still moving forward and looking forward to bigger and better things.
That's the way to be, and I think that's the message that needs to be out there. What I was thinking about today. It's forget about the holiday season, right? Forget about Christmas and Christmas shopping and the lights and everything. If you take all of that away, all of the restaurants and things, right? Theaters, all the Christmas releases of the movie, all that stuff is closed, right?
Yep.
All that stuff. So everybody is at home. How much foot traffic is there at stores for holiday shopping or going around and hanging out at downtown? Are there Santa Clauses out there? I don't know. I'm just wondering what the difference is this year versus years past, what it's like around the country right now. Are you out? I know you're in Florida. Yeah. Is there a festive scene going on on your side of the east side of Florida?
The only thing I see is in neighborhoods like the neighborhood I'm in now. I mean, there's people with the lights, and there's these fire trucks that go through the neighborhood, with Santa Clauses in them, and just drive up and down the streets with the lights on and the siren on.
Oh, that's cool.
Other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think other than that, it scared the daylights out of me the first night I was here, because I said, "What the heck is going on?" I thought there was a major problem in the neighborhood. And it was actually just some kind of Santa Claus thing. I was like, I just got into this neighborhood. What's going on? But I think that the benefit of this restriction, if you want to look for anything positive, would be that now people are going to spend more time looking and talking to one another, the family members, obviously, and not finding other entertainment venues to distract them from actually enjoying each other. So I think it's actually going to be better.
Yeah, years ago, this is about 9 years ago, and Rita and I were near the metro train station here in Burbank, and we see the train pulling up, but the parking lot was, and this was at night, like 8 o'clock at night, the parking lot's full of people, and it's like this crowd. We're like, What's going on? So we stop, and the train pulls up, and it's a holiday Christmas train. Okay. Fully covered in lights, front to back, just crazy, with his flatbed in the middle, like two flatbed train cars, with this huge Christmas scene, Santa, his sleigh, the reindeers, snow, lights, and this big PA system, and it pulled up for like a half an hour and gave this Christmas show.
Wow.
Right? And it was like the coolest thing ever. We were like, wow. It never came back. It was only that one time. But it was pretty cool. It caught us by surprise. I'm telling you. UFOs would have landed. This thing was so bright, right? The lights. It was really, really cool. Well, let's talk about the book. Before I start asking you about the book, how has it been received so far?
So far, everyone's loved it. I'm getting a lot of phenomenal reviews. People are sending me all types of questions and quotes and testimonials, and it is really, the reviews that I got for the book just before, like the pre-published version, from the professor of mathematics at Harvard University, the professor of neuroscience at M.I.T, and then Waka Flocka, the international rap star.
Yeah.
He's a pretty astute businessman. A lot of people don't know. He's got multi-millions of dollars in the stock market, lots of millions in investments in real estate and other properties. And so he's a very big entrepreneur. And when he read it, he went crazy. So it's just, just the response has been phenomenal. Donnie Arcade, Cruz, just a gambit of people have really gone through the book. And everyone says they found something that they can use right now.
Now, check this out. I'm gonna throw this out at you since you're a basketball coach. Okay, You ready?
Yep.
Do you remember Junior Bridgman?
Junior Bridgman. Oh man.
Do you remember? It's okay. You can say no.
Yes.
Okay. He was a former NBA player, but he wasn't a star in the league, right? Mm-hmm. But he took his earnings from the NBA and invested them into food franchises.
Right.
Are you ready for this? He is now worth $600 million, and he's number 2 behind Michael Jordan as the richest player in NBA history.
Wow, that's incredible. I knew he had started all those food chains. He kind of followed the Magic Johnson type of a system.
Right.
No, he worth $600 million.
600 million ducks.
Wow.
Yeah, that is just crazy. I mean, good for him, but wow, incredible, Junior Bridgman. So I don't ask me how I know these things. I sound like I know these things, but yeah, Junior Bridgman, absolutely incredible success story, and you hear it time and time again. They'll bring up somebody. I'm just going to pull somebody out. Trying to think a player. Whatever. Gary Payton, right?
Right.
Now I'm making this up, everybody. I'm not saying this is fact, right? But Gary Payton, right? I used to have the Gary Payton shoes, and we all love Gary Payton, man. He had a beautiful stroke, great shot, right? Okay, Gary Payton. But it's just like you go into Pizza Hut and he's there taking your order. You're like, dude, Gary Payton, what happened? What and you hear about these stars that are broke. Yeah. Today, and it just doesn't make any sense. Then you have a guy like Junior Bridgman who didn't make the money. He didn't make the money. He just didn't spend what he did make, and he turned around and invested it. And why is it that people are so bad with their money? We're going to get to the book in a second, but why is it? Do people live in the moment too much?
Well, the reason why people are so bad with the money, mainly because they have not been taught good financial etiquette. Everything that they see on the programming, which is the TV programming, everything they're hearing on a lot of the mainstream radio is programming them to buy. Everything is buy now, buy. So there's a holiday for every single month, 2 or 3 sometimes in certain months. And it's always about the nicest things, the nicest clothes, the nicest house, competing with the neighbors and so forth. And when they get some of this money, especially if they have been brought up, broke and poor, the first knee-jerk response is to get everything that they didn't have. But they don't have the guidance to show them how to acquire nice things, but at the same time, how to invest a percentage of the money, a significant percentage of the money, so that they can actually make the money work for them. And so they end up working for the money. And then when they can't work anymore, the money runs out.
There's just nothing there.
Yeah.
And the other part is in our community, specifically the title of your new book, which is Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. Mm-hmm. And in the consciousness community, the awakening, and everybody that is around us, why is it not cool to have money?
Yeah. You see, so just in the opposite direction, where you become an awakened individual and you start to, practice spiritual concepts, all of a sudden, what's happened now is people are assuming that if you practice these spiritual concepts, you can't live a lavish lifestyle. You shouldn't be able to be at least abundant in anything that you have. You shouldn't be able to, have wealth in your bank account. But it's been this programming in the opposite direction, where people are actually being told or frowned upon for being successful and trying to be woke. And they're called that they're fake and you're not real. And like today, somebody posted, I was giving away some free shoes to a basketball team online live. And somebody commented and said that, oh, you got a Rolls Royce, you drive a Rolls Royce. I lost all my respect for you. I'm like, you just lost your respect for me, but I'm sitting here giving away free customized shoes to a youth basketball league. And just because I drive a nicer car than you, you're automatically assuming that I'm not a conscious individual and that I mean nothing. And so the programming has gone in a way where they don't understand. You need people in the conscious community that have financial means, because it takes financial means to make things pop. Okay, you can't get on your show and you can't buy those microphones, computers, and pay for your air fees and everything else you got to pay for, and every there's other things behind the scenes that you got to do: marketing, websites, social media, apps, everything you've got going on for nothing. It's going to cost absolutely money.
Yeah,
and you've got to get that money from somewhere.
If I, which I've never done, but if I disclosed what it cost in a month for Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, people would lose their minds.
That's right.
And you're so right about that. Where they are assuming that it's easy to write a book, right? You just you just write it. You just write it and sell it, right? Or you just get an iPad and a microphone and you've got a live radio show. You know what? I don't get it. No, it's not like that at all. And the more that people see out there, not only content but information and books and shows and production and things, that all costs money. It all costs money.
That's right.
Take a look. Just go take a look at Joe Rogan's studio. Look at my studio.
Yeah.
The studio is nice.
That's right.
Okay. It is nice. And I like being in here. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. But no, this stuff doesn't by itself. And,
that's right.
And I don't have, just like yourself, I don't have, corporate sponsors and investors and things. And I wouldn't take that money if it was offered, and it has been. It's called hard work. Now, why is it the mentality where you go to a conference and you go around and you see that so many people are depriving themselves of success, right?
Yeah.
That they don't want to go and do something. Is it because the money comes from corporations, right? They don't want to interact, or hedge funds or things, and money is dirty to them?
No, I tell you what it is, and this is an actual fact now that I've done a lot more research into people and done a lot of social experiments. The main reason, not the only, but the main reason why the conscious community frowns on people that have become successful in whatever it is that they do is because of two things. One is envy, and the second thing is laziness. So if I become conscious, and I know some people directly, if I become conscious, in my hood, they call them hoteps, okay? H-O-T-E-P, which is Egyptian terminology, but it means you're one of these conscious, woke individuals, but you don't have any money. You may even have holes in your shoes and ride a bicycle. You don't even have a job most of the time. But they use the wokeness as an excuse not to be able to achieve anything except for just to talk to you about whatever the topics are that they'd like to talk about. And they use that as an excuse to not fulfill any type of responsibilities, whether it be taking care of their family the proper way, taking care of their kids the proper way, taking care of themselves the proper way. And the excuse is, oh, I'm woke, I'm conscious, and these other things don't matter to me. But in actuality, they're hindering and hurting the conscious community, in my opinion, by not at least living up to their own possibilities, because other people may need to lean on you. Other people may need you to provide something to the system. You can't just take out of the system and not put anything back into the system. And this is where we have the situation where I think the wheel starts to slow down. We're not going, we're trying to go up the hill with broken tires, with flat tires. People are, it's like having a social media account that you just repost everybody else's content without making any of your own. You're just taking from the system consistently. You have to give back. And the only way to do that is in this situation, you have to live up to some type of responsibility, generate some type of revenue so that you can invest into maybe donating things to the youth or helping out people with electric bills like I do every single year and all these things. You can't just continue to take, but they use it as an excuse to be lazy. And also there's a lot of envy, pocket watchers. People want to watch your pockets. This guy's got this, he's got that. While they're taking all that time watching my pockets, they could be investing that energy and time into generating revenue for their own pockets and their own family.
And there's another part of this too as well. There are people out there that don't want to show their success, right? That will drive a 20-year-old car out in public, but have a Mercedes at home. Right.
That's fine. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want people in the woke community to see them wearing new shoes or have a nice watch.
Yeah.
All right. They'll leave the watches at home. And I'm not being facetious. I know people in this community that have that discipline. They don't want anybody to know.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's a personal preference. But that same person that's taking that personal preference at the same time, on the drop of a hat, can say, you know what, I need to make this donation, or I need to help this organization, or I need to put this in place, or behind the scenes, I'm going to help get this conference started, or whatever. I'm going to support my friend who's doing this because he needs my help. Whatever it is, they have the means to do it. It's their decision. They have the means. But when you don't have the means to do anything, and you're scraping and scrapping by, and you're steadily going to people and trying to tell them about all this conscious content and all these things that your mind can do and how powerful we are, and we're light beings and everything else, but you can't even pay your own electric bill, or your car's getting repossessed, or you can't pay your rent or your mortgage payment, they're not going to believe you.
That just frustrates me to hear those things, and I know that it goes on. And there's before we get to the break, I want to say something else. I want everybody to listen to me too. When I hear or see comments, posts, and things, and I get email too as well, but I see it on everybody's content. It's not just ours. Where why is there commercials in this? Right? Why? You know why? It's just like, so there are people out there that have content that get this guilt put on them from this generation or two that are out there that expect everything for free. So they turn around and lay the guilt on the content creators. The content creators stop putting commercials in. They're not supposed to make money, right? They are told that you're not supposed to do this. Everything's got to be free. And now we're in a catch-22, aren't we?
That's right, because everything costs money. We're living in the financial matrix, and in order to proceed forward in this financial matrix, we have to generate money. Money is not the object here. What we do is it's just an energy exchange, you know, and I go over this in the book. It's an energy exchange. We've got to find a way to make that energy exchange to where we can actually benefit from it. And to do that, we've got to put ads. I've got to write a book that actually has a fee. You have to buy the book. I can't give you the book free. I spent $250,000 traveling around the world, collecting information and data and research for Compendium of the Emerald Tablets out of my own pocket. Of 20 years of flying and traveling all over the world, away from my family, away from my kids, away from this, away from that, sacrificing holidays and everything else. And now I'm supposed to take that, write the book, pay for the editing, 10 grand, pay for the pre-printing of the book, another 40, 50,000, get it sent out to all the stores, and then I'm supposed to give that all away for free.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't understand where this mentality has come from. And now I want to stay on this for a second because I've only got a minute before the break. It goes down. It's from the top down because we grew up. I don't want to sound like an old dude here, but we grew up. You had to pay for an album. You had to pay for a cassette. You had to pay for that. You had to go. You actually had to go to a record store and physically get it, and the artist got rewarded. Today, it's not that kind of party. Everybody wants all their music downloaded for free, right? Everything is free movies, free this, free that. Let's get it off of YouTube. And that's where it's at today. And it shouldn't be that way. But that's where it is. This mentality now, it's from the top down that everything should just be free. And the artists, the creators, the content, the authors, all of that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's why when we come back from the break, I want to read the dedication in the book to my father, because it touches exactly what you just said.
Let's take our break right here. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. We've got a lot to talk about. Now, I did write the foreword in the book, and you'll have to get the book to read the foreword. But some of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight are what I actually addressed in the foreword, what I got out of the book, and my own personal experiences that Rita and I and our family have gone through. So we'll be discussing all of that when we come back. This is Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. The new book is out. It is called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. We've got all the links up for the book. You can go over to jimmychurchradio.com. You can click right there, too, as well. It's in Billy's bio. We have it up on Facebook. We have it in Twitter. The links are right there. I'll be right back after this short break. More with Billy when we come back. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein the Ancient Crystal Skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, I'm Haley, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. And you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Billy Carson is here. Tomorrow night is Fader night with open lines all night long. Tonight, we're talking about Billy's new book. It's called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. It was released last week. I was down with COVID, and we had to move the show to this week. And thank you, Billy, for making your schedule available for us in the Fadernauts. But you're here with us tonight. The book was published last week. We've got all the links up for you to get the book, and I'll pop it up again here on Twitter in just a second. You said that you wanted to read us the dedication to your father.
Yeah. So my father, unfortunately, passed away last year. I had to make the tough decision for the second time in my life. The first was my mom, and the second, unfortunately, was my dad. But you know, it was a tough upbringing. And so I made a dedication to him because the upbringing that he gave me led me to be the man who I am today. So it says dedication. I dedicate this book to my father, Billy Carson Sr. Although we didn't always see eye to eye, he instilled a hard work ethic in me. From the early age of 1 year old, I was already writing weekly book reports. By the age of 12, my parents required me to pay rent to live in the family home. I was also required to pay for my own money and most of my own daily needs. While this would have had an adverse effect on most children, it drove me. This work ethic pushed me to become the innovative thinker and entrepreneur I am today. For this reason, I thank you, Dad. You saw something in me, and you used your own methods to extract it and teach me how to become my own savior.
Strong. Strong. And your father, but he was around to see, the basketball and the other things as you started to build your influence around you. He was able to experience all of that with you.
Yeah, he was. I mean, actually, from the time of 12, when he told me that, I started my own business not too long after that, selling digital car radios. And I bought some car radios. I saved my newspaper money up from selling newspaper subscriptions to buy digital car radios from Galaxy Electronics out of New York, which is still in business today. And I got them on COD, got my first shipment in. I sold those digital radios to upperclassmen in high schools. Eventually, word got around I had these radios cheaper than anybody can buy them anywhere else, and I became like the largest distributor for digital car stereos, and everybody was moving out of analog into digital. I was making more than my parents at the age of 13. By the time I turned 13, I was in full swing.
Yeah, that rocks. That rocks. Yeah. I was too busy trying to play guitar. I had no focus, but like we all do. And here's the thing: when
you have to start to make steps. And one of those, now this is in detail in the book, but this is something that I observed years ago, before the book was written, and it's that people, if the first thing you have to do is take a look at yourself and see who you are, and how people observe you, because if you look at things the opposite, people want to hang out with successful people. People want to hang out with people that are nice. People want, they don't want to hang out with the opposite of that, and that's what, and are you that person, right? Are you the person that other people want to help support and hang out and maybe learn from? That's the first step, isn't it? Is assessing who you are.
Absolutely. Assessing who you are, and not trying to fake it, but really putting in the time, the energy, and the effort into learning things and being unconditional loving to people, treating people with respect and dignity, and also, of course, gaining knowledge that you can share with people. People, when you have knowledge about particular topics, whatever it is, people will be drawn to you. You'll be like a magnet. And the right people will come into your life in the right situations to help you continue to progress along your path.
And it's about being honest about that, about yourself. You can't lie to yourself about this, right? You just said you can't fake it. It's probably the hardest step, but it's also the first one, right?
Right. Yes, it is the first step. And if you take that first look and realize that the perception of you is not that great, because when you then look inside and look internally, you realize I haven't been doing some of the things I should be doing. I haven't been a great role model, not even to myself. I need to link up with the role model. I need to get with somebody that has the knowledge so that I can become a better person. Let me learn from somebody. Let me find a mentor that I can learn from, and then I can increase my bandwidth. I can increase my knowledge in a way that I can handle things and how I progress along my path. And then I can start to help others. So if you haven't made it there yet, that's okay. You have to build up to it and then reach out and turn back and start helping other people.
Now, as I wrote in the foreword in the book, and I'm not ever going to go into details or speak about my private life and things like that, because it's not ever about me. But I remember what it was like to struggle to provide for my family. And it's everything down the list. It's food, it's books, it's clothes, it's cars, it's bills, electricity, rent, and trying to figure out, man, how do I get out of this? And it feels impossible. And I don't ever want to go back to those days, right? And that scares the crap out of me, right?
Right.
But that feeling nobody should have. You shouldn't have to feel that way. And if you are in that position today, then this is the best time ever, especially with what the world is going through economically. Right now is the time to make these kinds of changes in your personal life, isn't it?
Oh, right now is the perfect time. Like literally, this is the time that you need to start making those changes, adjustments, analyzing your budget, analyzing your expenses, analyzing the time that you have available outside of work, analyzing what type of potential passions you have and how you can begin to monetize those passions. Because if you monetize your passions, it won't feel like you're doing any work. You love what you're doing, Jimmy. I love what I'm doing. I don't work a day in my life.
Right. And now, and here's the deal. It's easier than you think, right? If you are in that position, it's easier than you think. Your focus is in the wrong direction, right? If you're focused on money, that's the wrong thing, right? You need to work on the other stuff first.
Yeah, money is a side effect. That's all it is. It's an energy exchange side effect. What you need to start working on is, let me see where I am right now today. Okay, wow, I'm not where I think I should be, not where I want to be because of X situations. Let me get this pen and paper out. Let me start making my goal sheet. Let me reverse engineer my long-term goal. Don't do the short-term, medium-term, long-term in that order. You've got to put the long-term down, then reverse engineer it to the medium, then reverse engineer that to the short-term. That's the only way you can figure out what steps need to be taken to right now to begin to get to the medium term, to see then long-term. So it's a process of kind of reverse engineering the steps, but you got to get out a good old-fashioned pencil and paper or pen and pad. Start writing down what you need to do and what changes you can make. Find out what your passion is. Some people have more than one passion. Get those all written down. Then start figuring out, how can I attach to companies or people that need my passion? Because if they need my passion, then I can monetize my passion and I can plug in right there. The other thing is, during this there's so many opportunities that are going to be coming up because of all the economic collapse that we had, all the real estate situations that are going to be coming up, foreclosures, REOs, people obviously have lost a lot of jobs, a lot of small businesses have gone down. A lot of businesses now that are going to restart online and e-commerce. How can you tap in and get your market share of whatever it is that can be sold online in a virtual market? How can you tap into that? All these things are going to, people, if you're great at art, how can you now create the internet art, the graphics art for all these new up and coming online businesses? They're going to need so many graphic creators. There aren't even enough right now. How can I tap into that? I can create graphics. Let me find out how I can get in here now and get me some accounts so I can start creating these graphic arts for these e-commerce websites. There's just so many things I can do. I just got a call today from somebody who's a real big host on a couple of YouTube channels. She lost her YouTube marketing guy, and now she's scrambling, looking for another YouTube marketing. She can't find one person. Everybody is used up. She's looking for a brand new YouTube marketing person right now. There's so much a demand right now in the virtual world. So how can I tap into that? What can I do? Where can I study? Everything is available to you online. You can study and learn these things online. Start developing your skill. Get on with somebody that needs assistance. Learn enough. Put the work in. After a year, break away and start your own.
The other element to this is that you have to be happy. Right? I know it sounds so, but you need to be happy. If you're not happy out of the gate, if you're not happy, that's projected out, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to have a positive influence on everybody else. You want that happiness and bliss and whatever it is that you've thought about that you're not doing, that holds you back from your happiness, right? You are not happy inside of yourself because you're not doing what it is that you want to do, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what that is. Only you know that little thing inside of you that will make you happy, that you've always wanted to do. And right now, with the way the world is, this is the time to tap into that thing, right? That intangible, the one thing that will make you happy. You do that, boom, the rainbows start and you move forward.
And I'll tell you, with the power of the law of attraction, when you are moving within your power and you understand what you're looking for, what you're excited about, what makes you happy, and you start focusing on that, you start writing it down on a piece of paper, you start trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I can link up with this. How can I connect with that? How can I get this piece to work over here so that I can make this happen and actually do this for a living? As you start to work that process out and you're writing it down and focusing your conscious energy on it, all of a sudden, doors are going to open. People are going to come to you. Your phone is going to ring with information. A piece of mail may come to your house. the windows of opportunity will begin to open. But here's the thing: if you don't discern those opportunities as they arise, those windows open, but those windows also close. And I see windows closing on people every single day.
I think so many people are used to the word no. Right? They hear no, whatever it is, man. It's a loan application. It's this, it's that, it's a job, it's whatever these, no. Mm-hmm. When you find your happiness, it's really strange. You start to hear yes. But when the yes happens, don't think it's going to continue, right? You jump on that first yes. And then everything starts to turn into yeses around you, and you stop hearing the word no.
Exactly. That is so right. I'll give you an example. 2015, I go to the first Conscious Life Expo. I'm like blown away. There's about maybe 4,000 to 5,000 people out there. I'm going, I'd love to speak here. I go to the office upstairs at the Hilton. The LAX Hilton. I give my card. I'm trying to find somebody to talk to. Nobody comes out. I said, please have them give me a call. Of course, I got no phone call. I got no email, right? 2016, I go back to the Conscious Life Expo. I go back upstairs. Now there's about 10,000 people at this one. I go upstairs. I'm trying to get a hold of the person that runs the show. Nobody can find her. Can you please make sure that I get an email or a phone call, or can you give me her email? I get her email, I email, nothing happens, right? 2017, I go back again. I go upstairs. I say, guys, please, I need to speak to this lady. I've been trying to contact you guys every single. Oh, wait a minute, you're Billy Carson. You keep leaving your card up here. Oh, wait a second. We saw something you did on Gaia. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go find her. All of a sudden she comes out. Oh yeah, you can speak. You can speak at the next one. I go speak at the next one. I fill up that room. I knock the ball out of the park. All of a sudden now, man, you got to be here every year. We got to see you every single year. These are the yeses. I take that video to the Contact in the Desert. I say, look what I did over here. Oh, you got to come in. Oh, every year we want you back. I just got another contract. We want you back again. We want you back again. Like you said, those no's turn into yeses.
You have to do that. You have to seize on the moment. And now, check this out. You're going to think I'm making this up. But this just popped up in Twitter. Billy, you're watching me on the camera, right?
Yep, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right here, just popped up. It says, serious question. This is from Rich. If you don't focus on money, how do you turn your passion into a living? I'm a photographer, and I'm tired of giving away my work. Now, I address this exact point in my foreword in the book. It's completely broken down by Billy in the book, this exact thing. And my comment to that, Rich, and then, of course, Billy's the important one here. I'm just the show host. But my comment is, if you find yourself chasing the money, you're chasing the wrong thing, right? That's it. And that can actually turn into like dirty money, right? Because the money doesn't feel right either. You're chasing the money. What you want to do is chase your passion. Then when the money comes in, it's good money. It's a different situation. The money will follow. Now, I know that sounds very, 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 very simple, but if your goal is to sell your talents as a photographer, and that's your goal, well, you're kind of focused on the wrong thing. And so how do you address this point from Rich?
Well, the first thing is obviously you have to pay dues. Now, I don't know how many dues he's paid, if this is the beginning of the career, or the middle, or long-term time. Obviously, I really hope that it's the beginning stages, or at least midway, because you have to pay your dues. And in the beginning, I spoke for free everywhere I went. I did TV shows for free everywhere I went. I didn't want to do that stuff for free, but I did it because I wasn't chasing the money. I was paying my dues and following my passion. Now, it comes to a point where you have a book of work, you have a portfolio. And now, once you have this portfolio and people are contacting you for your services, you say, this is fantastic. Now, I've done quite a few of these things at a reduced rate or sometimes even for free. At this point now, we have to start talking about, contractual agreement. And let's talk about what we can do to, to help your situation or make you happy with whatever photography needs that you have. And then you would go down and they would be more than happy once they see your book of work, once they hear in your voice how sincere you are, and knowing that you've already paid your dues. The average person, average company is already going, wow, this guy put in some serious work. His work is phenomenal. This person deserves to be paid. And a lot of times they may even be surprised at your rate. You may need to charge more money. People will actually give you more than what you think because we're devaluing ourselves all the time. And it's not that you're chasing money by setting your price, is that you're setting the respect level for the people. And as long as the quality of work is there, the people will pay for that service because they want quality. People want quality, period.
That's right. And I can't stress what you just said enough. If his case, he's a photographer, you need to have your passion in the photography come out in your images. You need to be shooting everywhere all the time, 7 days a week, taking pictures, being where you to be, taking pictures, being out there, do it. And in my case, and that's it. You've got to constantly, 7 days a week. If that's it, if that's what makes you happy, it's going to come out in your photography. Go out there and do it constantly. Fade to Black started with one listener, right? One. We this entire thing started in 2008. I want everybody to understand. We started in 2008. This is before we bought our house. In 2008, we lived in a rented back house, one bedroom. And no, two. I take that back. It was two. But on the coffee table was a laptop and a microphone. And Rita and I built the website ourselves. We couldn't afford to pay anybody to do it, so we taught ourselves how to write code. We learned it from the ground up. And we started with absolutely nothing. We had nothing. We had no money. We had absolutely nothing. What we had was bliss. This is what we wanted to do. So we started with absolutely nothing. There was no YouTube when we started. It didn't exist, right? There was no podcasting. It wasn't even a word, right? And we did everything, and yeah. Here we are today, and like you said, it's not like we're working because we love what we're doing. We work 7 days a week, 20 hours a day. We never stop. Yeah. We never stop. Right. And that's it. Nothing is free. There's no positive without a negative. But Rich, that is the best advice in a situation like yourself or with anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a painter or guitar player, an author, whatever it is. Do it. Do it constantly. Constantly do it and get yourself out there no matter what. And like I said, we did it for free. And we didn't have anything.
I'd like to give him one last tip of the way that I would do it if I were a photographer, just because my mind works that way. And I apply my techniques and tactics in any business that I do. So what I would do, Rich, first of all, photography social media accounts have the possibility of reaching the multi-millions. I follow a few of them actually. Okay. So when you are doing this photography, if you are lacing up your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook page with incredible photography images that you're taking, obviously those are free images. However, that's all part of your social portfolio.
Right.
The link in your bio, your website link, which is tied to all your accounts, people are going to be contacting you like crazy, going to your website. The first thing they need to hit is a registration form before they can see anything else in the portfolio. They've already got a lot that they've seen on social media. Now they want to see the exclusive portfolio. I need to get your name, your phone number, and your email address. Now you've got them in your database, okay? That database is there for you to remarket. Then it opens up to the website. Now you let them access your VIP portfolio. And from there, everything, of course, is watermarked. And now there's a booking engine in there so they can book a call with you for a consultation on a quote and everything else. And you will find that from there, the next step is once you've got a client in and they're happy and you've done the work for them, you need to get from them 10 referrals. 10 referrals that you work. You work those 10 referrals, and those 10 referrals turn into another 10, another 10, another 10, and you multiply that. Your business primarily will come a small percentage from your online, social media, and website campaigns, and the bulk will come from referrals.
And one of the things that you just mentioned here is social media. And back when we started Fade to Black, and so many companies realize this today, successful ones, is social media is free, right? You need to understand, you don't have to go and pay for advertising and pay for marketing. There are ways that you can market yourself for free. And that's what we did with Fade to Black. We just hit social media constantly. And Bill, we started with nothing. We saw all our numbers in the beginning were zero, right? Nobody knew who Jimmy Church was. Nobody ever heard of these things. Nobody. We just took advantage of social media on every level that we could. Those tools are right there. And if I was a photographer, like you were just saying, Billy, what a great to get your material out there. If you're passionate about it, it's going to jump off of the screen, right? So you want to have all of the social media pages that you can handle right now. It's free.
That's right.
It's absolutely free. Right there.
Every post you make is an ad.
That's it. Every single one. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Let's take our break right here. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. We're talking about his new book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. It's a great book. It's available now. I'll pop it up in Twitter. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Old New England Soap is committed to producing the highest quality organic and goat milk soaps available anywhere. We take pride in using the purest ingredients and avoiding the typical shortcuts used by other soap makers. Because goat milk is what feeds your skin, we have formulated our soap to use the maximum amount of goat milk possible, 38%, more than double any other brand. Not because it's easy, but because our soap is always better. We are proud to offer you what we consider to be truly premium quality handmade soaps. What's more, our soap does not contain GMO ingredients, pesticides, sulfates, dyes, artificial colors, alcohol, or petroleum products. Try our new shampoo bar and pooch soap, and be sure to see all of the great scented woodwick soy candles that burn soot-free for up to 100 hours. Right now, save 15% on your order and get free shipping on orders over $45. Buy now at oldnesoap.com. That's oldnesoap.com. Not available in stores. oldnesoap.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Telepath is a weekly digital newsletter filled with the latest paranormal news, trending topics, and fresh articles from some of the most popular critical thinkers in the community today. Stay informed on your favorite paranormal podcasts and live streaming talk shows. Interact with the Telepath and upload your paranormal story or pics. It could be featured in an upcoming edition. Sign up right now for the free Telepath newsletter at paranormal.radio. That's paranormal.radio.
Including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. I remember the days when we had no sponsors. I remember those days. We've built an empire here. We've got sponsors like Virtual Shield VPN. All right? That's what you want to do. Last year, websites shared over 100 trillion pieces of personal data. Your data. Data they took from you. You need to think about that, just like the website that you are on right now as you're listening to Billy and I. I don't like being spied on. I do not. I want to go and do things securely and anonymously. You've got to get Virtual Shield VPN. Everybody's talking about VPN networks, and Virtual Shield is the very best. If you want to browse the internet anonymously and securely like I do, please visit virtualshield.com/Fade to Black. We've got links over at jimmychurchradio.com. We've got banners. We've got ads. You can go and click and head straight there. You can also click on the link right below in the description box. And if you do that, you will get Virtual Shield VPN for free today. Go and check it out. All right. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. Whoa. What happened there? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
See?
That was weird.
See? Yeah, that was weird. And everybody got to hear the weirdness together. So Rich, the photographer, just popped up one of his images here in Twitter, right? And so now I've turned around, I've retweeted it, and, nice. and it's now out there. Rich, this is how you do it. And when I said, social media is out there, and Billy says social media is out there, it's right there. Boom! I'm tweeting out Billy's book, and this is a tool that is available to everybody today. You just have to have your passion come through in your work, like Rich's photograph. Did you see this image? I tagged you in it, Billy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Amazing. I just reposted it on Forbidden Knowledge. Now I'm going to repost it on Coach Carson.
See, there you go. That's how you do it, everybody.
This is phenomenal, actually.
Yeah,
really.
It's really good.
See, I love following Instagram accounts and social media accounts that have these kind of images. They just really, it's like pure art. And so these kind of sites have the capability of getting so many followers.
Now, okay, let's talk about some more specific tools. One of them, you mentioned the laws of attraction. That's one thing, but there's another element to this, and it's also giving, right? And respecting those that are around you. You've got to give, right?
You have to give back. You have to be of service to others, and also you have to convey unconditional love. Those are two big requirements in my book to excel to high levels of abundance. Whatever abundance means for you. There's different levels of abundance, but my definition of it is that all your needs are going to be met. It doesn't mean you have $1 billion in the bank. It means that all your needs are met when they need to be met. But giving back is a huge part of it, helping, finding a way to be of service to others. I just had a sock drive for the homeless. And so now I've got to go down tomorrow and pick up like almost a ton of socks, literally, from the postal service that I have at Pack Mail. I just told people, look, I want to give the homeless people socks. I want everybody to send in socks. I went and bought tons of socks because the biggest complaint is that they have no socks. They get everything else, but they have no socks. So you have to keep finding ways to help and give back. And then, of course, realizing that everyone you talk to is just another version of you. Like the Mayans say, in la kek a la kin. That means I am another you. We are all literally one race, one single consciousness. And we are all just different aspects of that same consciousness. So why not respect and love one another? Because, of course, you should love and respect yourself anyway.
And one of the things that I do is I carry cash. Not a lot, right? But I carry cash to give away.
Nice.
And it's not about like I'm out there just no, it's not about that. But there are moments throughout the day where you can be the most special person in somebody's life at that moment. Right?
That's right.
And you just want to be there for that moment. I'll give you an example. I do this every day. I don't come home to Rita and go, I just did this. She'd really get tired of hearing about it. But I do it constantly, and it's something that I see the brightness in somebody's eyes. Well, Rita and I, this is a couple of weeks ago, we were at a market, and I'm not kidding. In the middle of the parking lot, where you park the shopping carts, right? The little shopping cart bin that you put, right? Next to that is a guy playing a violin, right? And he had a pretty nice little outfit on, right? But I heard the violin when I got out of the car. Yeah. And I walked in and I came back out and I, made mental note to myself, and I just kind of checked the guy out. Yeah. Last week, I'm alone now, and I'm at the same market, by the way, and I hear the violin. Mm-hmm. I reached in my pocket. I had no money, and I went, "Oh man," and he's out there playing, man. I mean, for real, right? Yeah. And so I go in and do my shopping. I get some cash back, and I go outside, and I walked up to him, and $20, and I folded it up. And I tucked it in his pocket while he was playing. Right? He didn't skip a beat. And as I was walking away, you should have heard how loud that violin got. It got happier, right? And I'm walking back to my car, and I just thought, you know what? That's what you do. That's what you do. And if you make that part of your life, no matter what it is, help people. Help. It doesn't have to be money, right?
It could be just as simple as that somebody's home, elderly, and can't get out because of this COVID. Give them a call. What do you need me to pick up for you from the grocery store? I'm at Walmart. What do you need me to get for you? I will bring it to your house, leave it on your front porch. Just something as simple as that. It could be anything.
Yeah, you have to give. You have to give, and so many. There are so many people out there that are not only less fortunate, but are really in a bad spot. And it doesn't matter how they got there. That's none of your business, right?
Right.
But too many we got to shift the balance of the world here. We've got to shift that balance, and we do it just by one thing at a time, you know. Right. And these people that are out there, they are invisible. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have everybody just walks past them and it doesn't pay and that's not cool. And I'm just talking about at the basic level of life, right? This is just the little things that can shift the balance and literally change somebody's life.
Right. Yeah. Well, a single act of kindness creates a ripple in space-time that literally alters future realities for that person.
100%.
Yes. So we need to continuously do that no matter what it is. Always be kind. When I walk past somebody on the street, I don't look at the ground or look away. I say, hey, how are you doing?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
That's
We've got to get away from all of this, you know, you keep your space, I keep. We got the social distancing, but other than that, you can still speak. You can say, look, you know, hey, nod your head, wave, whatever, thumbs up. Try to acknowledge people. Let people know that, you know, that they're appreciated. You know, that's another big thing you've got to do. Let people know they're appreciated. And you'll be surprised that when you become the light, when you're walking with that divine energy and that power inside you, that positive energy,
preach it.
People will feel that. And those people, there are people all around that know people that you don't even know. They'll become your cheerleader and speak up for you to someone else that can actually help you in your situation or become a better part of your business or plug into what you're doing and take what you're doing to the next level.
And that's the basic steps that you take. You know, and once you make this shift, you look at yourself and you make these assessments. Are you actually who you think you are, right? Or are you lying to yourself? And you make these changes, you start to glow.
That's right.
You don't even realize it, but other people see it. They see it in you.
And they feel it.
They feel it in you, and that's the person that you want to be. You make that shift, and the butterfly effect in that is tremendous. You know, and when I look back at the days when I was struggling, Billy, and I made this comment to you, if I had somebody around me with these basic things to guide me, you know, because back then trying to find the answers, chasing money, trying to figure it out, it's a struggle and all of that. It's actually easier than you think. If you make the changes, things happen by themselves.
Yeah.
They actually start to change, and you will see that, but you can't do it unless you make the changes in yourself right now, today.
Yep. And a lot of it has to start with positive thoughts about yourself and your situation. Instead of thinking about the problem and focusing on the problem only, focus on how to create solutions for the problem. You see, that's really where a lot of people are missing out. They see the issue, they have the problem, they know there's a problem there, and every other word out of their mouth is talking about the problem. That's another problem that we really have in the woke community, is that we complain, but where are the solutions? I try to pride myself on becoming a solutions provider. You know, we don't like the music on the radio. They're always talking about this detrimental stuff, and they're putting women down, and they're doing this, and they're talking about drugs and guns. Okay, well, I'm gonna make my own music then. Now you guys listen to this music. This music is positive. You don't like social media, what's happening here and there, blah, blah. I'll make a social media platform where we can share information and we can be progressive with it. Okay, so I try to find solutions to the problems. I don't want to be the one that's just every single thing I do is complaint. We can all complain all day. That's negativity. And what happens with pure negativity? It brings more negativity.
It's a magnet.
We have to find a way to address the issue, but also let's talk positive. What are the solutions we could bring to the table?
I had a phone call last year from somebody, and of note, And, Jimmy, what's up? I said, what's up, man? Hey, I want to talk to you about Billy Carson. Right? I've never told you about that. I said, what's up? Well, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think of Billy? I said, look, Billy gets it done. Mm-hmm. Too many people talk and don't do anything. Big dreams, big this, they want to do it, but they don't do it. And then when they start something, they don't finish it and they don't follow through. Billy gets his stuff done. And that's the only way that I can, and that's my view, right? That Billy, you see things through to the end. Every project that you and I have ever done, it got done.
It got done, man. It got done. And I appreciate you stepping up for see, again, the proof is in the pudding. And when you put out the work and you put out the effort, the results, somebody will become your cheerleader and will speak up. That's what just happened. That's what happened there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, okay. Now let's talk about a couple of other points. Let's say you're glowing, right? You found your bliss. And whatever it is, and you're starting to move forward, how do you pick and choose who is around you, right? Because there are sometimes you've got to cut loose of some baggage.
Oh man, that's going to be the hard part for a lot of people because they really get entangled with the wrong people for many, many years, knowing that they're the wrong people to have around. And then when they start to move in a positive direction, in their mind, they believe that they can drag those people along with them. And unfortunately, in some cases it can happen, but in most cases, that's not going to happen because those people need to spend time fixing themselves. You fixed yourself. Those people have to spend time fixing themselves. They can't hang onto your coattail and go on your divine ride without addressing their own issues. So you have to separate yourself, and there's a way to do that. I
drop kick. I drop kick.
Okay.
I straight out drop kick.
I do it in a way where the best term I could say is politically correct, where I just kind of do the Michael Jackson moonwalk out of the situation, when I was younger, and begin to slowly distance myself from people that didn't have my best interests at heart, that weren't on my path to enlightenment, that were potentially going to hurt what I was, trying to work on within myself and to help others, and still would maintain a level of communication in terms of, a much more restricted level of communication. But there was no more popping up and hanging out and saying hi and this and that and everything else. It was more like every now and then you might get a social media message from them or me, and that's really about it at this particular point. But you have to drop those people off, and you got to keep on going along your path. And because you're changing yourself, and because you're now found your passion and you're moving in that direction, people that are in that same vicinity of that passion and that energy will now be magnetically drawn to you, and you guys will work off of each other's synergy and continue to move forward in a positive direction.
Why is it that is it because of friendship or bonds that a dedication to a friendship? Why are so many reticent to cut loose of excess baggage or something that is slowing them down?
Because they really truly care for the other person, even though the person is not the best person for them to be around. But they really do truly deep down, they care for that person. And because they've now, gone or had a glimmer of light and hope for themselves, they're like, I want to take them with me. I mean, that's really the whole premise behind religion. Once somebody gets quote unquote saved or gets this feeling on the inside, they didn't want to go recruit everybody to get it because they think, I don't want to leave these people behind. And the same thing happens when you're dealing with people who you shouldn't be around, friends that are no good for you, people that are no good for you. And you got to always remember one thing. If you look at the 5 people around you and look at their average income, you're going to be the 6th one with that same level of income. So if your goal is to get out of where you are financially and move to another level, you got to move to another level with next level people. You got to find mentors. You got to work with other people that are doing bigger and better things than you, so you can learn from them. The people that you're around now that are not on that path, you can't really learn anything else from them. You've already got everything out of them that you can learn, and most of it's probably no good. So you have to be able to cut it loose. We know you love them, we know you care for them, but at the same time, it's time to move on. It's time to get to the next step. And unfortunately, everybody can't go on that ride with you.
Now, why, if you approach anybody that is successful, and you go up and go, okay, man, so wow, you did it. This is how do you right? That's always the question. Yeah. And any successful person is going to tell you, dude, I worked.
Yes,
right. And people are freaked out about that. They think that there is an easy path, an easy way to success. There's the first thing that you need to wrap your head around is sweat equity. You've got to work. You actually do have to put in the time, don't you?
You have to put in the time. I had a guy came down 2 years ago, wanted to mentor with me, begged me. He wanted to be my Padawan, which is like, obviously, like I'm Yoda and he's, my understudy. And I had been dealing with this guy for a few years or whatever. I gave him the opportunity to come down. And so he came down, and day number 1, I'm going on hour number 16. And I've already done about 15, 20 things for the day with about 8 different companies. And he's wearing down already. And now it's time for me to go do my exercise. I'm not even going to bed yet. I'm going to go exercise for an hour. Then I'm going to take myself a power nap is what I called it.
Right.
I get up the next day. He's dragging. He can barely get going. I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to leave you, man. I got to get, it's 5 a.m. I got to get going. So I drag him. We're going. I'm going through my day. I'm running. At that time I had almost 15 companies that I was individually running, totally separate companies, different entities from each other with teams. I was running teams of people in those companies and businesses, and I'm doing meetings, I'm taking conference calls, I'm making decisions on the fly, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and everything else. I'm still doing my meditation, still exercising. By the 3rd day, he was begging me to let him go back home. He couldn't do it. He said I had no clue. I said, well, now you know.
When I let people know that, and I know from the outside it's all fun and games, right? That's it. It's all fun and games. It's not that. And when I tell people, hey, Jimmy, man, I want to start a podcast. I want to be like you, man. So what do I got to do? Well, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give it a year, and see where you're at. What? It stuns them.
Yeah.
It stuns them, but it is absolute work, And it sounds crazy to hear from you, Billy, or to hear it from me.
Right.
Once you find your bliss, it's not work. You want to put in the 20 hours.
That's right.
You don't want to go hang out with your friends. You don't want to go to the movies. You don't want to you want to work.
Yeah.
And not to say that you don't make time for those moments, of course,
right.
But Rita and I, listen, Billy's going to laugh. Rita and I will be sitting there with folks and we'll be doing our thing. And then we got to go. Why? We got to work. It's 8:00 at night. Yeah, I know. We got a show tomorrow, and we've got stuff that we got to finish up tonight. We got to be up early, and that's it. You have to have that kind of discipline. Your foot is always on the gas. You don't have a second chance to take your foot off the gas, do you?
You don't. I tell you, when I started that electronics business, when I was in junior high school, going into high school, and became very successful. Once in high school, I didn't go to my graduation. I didn't go to grad night. I didn't go to the prom either. So now those three big things that I missed, and the reason why I missed them were for 2 reasons. First, they were fairly, in my eyes at that time, expensive, and all I could calculate was how many more technological devices I could buy to resell for a profit, and reinvest that money into myself versus go to this thing, which is this one-off thing and here and there and spend all this money. I took the sacrifice of not hanging out with friends and not partying and not going to the prom. A lot of people would not have done that. But I was 16 years old, already moved out on my own, still going to school, running my business, and so in my mind, the most important thing for me was my survival and my future and how I can continue to build. So I sacrificed those things. And, people have to understand that to become successful, it requires sacrifice. There are some things that you'd be like, I don't want to let that go. Well, if you really want to be successful, there are some things you're going to have to pass up, some holidays and events you're going to miss, some parties that you're going to miss. It's just a fact of life. If you think that you can go to all those things and hang out and party and do everything else and still become successful, that's extremely rare. That sounds like a lottery winner. That's extremely rare. You can't get to the top of your game. And when you're at the top of your game, sometimes you can be shaken off of that that mountain. I mean, I fell one time off that mountain at a very young age because I was doing everything to become successful, but I didn't have the financial mindset on how to actually save and invest money. So when the companies that I were working for had a major situation and then couldn't pay, my biggest account couldn't pay, I started going down the tubes. But then because I did know the recipe to success, because I put the time in from the time I was 12, I understood what the recipe was. The recipe is always the recipe. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right.
Somebody lent me $30. At this particular time, I was sleeping on the beach for 1 week. I had my car out there, which was a 1978 Buick LeSabre 4-door. And I slept on the beach with my car out there for 1 week. Somebody lent me $30. I went to the payphone with those $30 where I cashed it in at the hotel, the parking lot I was sleeping at the hotel. I cashed in the $30. I got change. I went to the payphone. Underneath the payphone in those days, you remember this, Jimmy, the yellow pages, right?
I do.
I pull up the yellow pages. I fold open that thick book. I start looking at companies I can do marketing campaigns for. The old-fashioned marketing back in the day, how we used to do before AOL, before the internet, all that kind of stuff didn't exist yet. I start making cold calls with that $30 worth of change. Now, I could have took that $30 and got me something to eat.
Right.
I could have, whatever. I took that money and put all of it into the payphone, every single quarter, every single penny. And I got myself 4 appointments. I went on those appointments. I got prepaid for some marketing deals. And from there, I got myself back into an apartment. Within a few months, I got, straightened back out. Within a year, I was already back in the house. It's just a process because the recipe is always the recipe. But this time I was smarter. I knew now you have to save money. You can't spend everything you make.
We need to take a break here and we'll come back. But one of the things that I was told by somebody successful is, Jimmy, when the opportunity is there, say yes. Mm-hmm. Do not say no.
You got that right.
They just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't ever say no. When the yeses are coming in and you have an opportunity to use it, you do just that. This is Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. His new book is out. It is called Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. I've got the links up in Twitter, social media. It's out there. Go and get your copy. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to getthetea.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's getthetea.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend. Let's face it, you've always wanted to do a sky watch and see your first UFO. Today, it's easy. Just get your own HP7 3B Cobalt Jimmy Church Edition night vision goggles from Hoffman's Optics. This is the same U.S. military system that I use, featuring a Generation 3 blue phosphor image tube. That's right, it's blue, not black and green. This is the only blue system in the world, and it's waterproof, lightweight, combat-proven, simple to use, and ready to go. Hoffman's Optics help create night vision sky watches, and now you can see what everyone has been talking about each night from your own backyard. Just call 760-231-9929. That's 760-231-9929. You can click on the banners on our site or visit UFOnightvisiongoggles.com. That's UFOnightvisiongoggles.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRAradio.com.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard, available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Telepath is a weekly digital newsletter filled with the latest paranormal news, trending topics, and fresh articles from some of the most popular critical thinkers in the community today. Stay informed on your favorite paranormal podcasts and live streaming talk shows. Interact with the Telepath and upload your paranormal story or pics. It could be featured in an upcoming edition. Sign up right now for the free Telepath newsletter at paranormal.radio. That's paranormal.radio.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson, talking about his new book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. We've got the links up. And I point out in the foreword to the book, I keep going back to that because it's an honor and a privilege for me to be in a position to write a foreword to a book, especially one as important as this, Billy. But the thing that I pointed out is the first 40 pages of the book are probably the most important because that's where the discipline is laid out step for step for step.
And the rest of the book is supporting those first 40 pages. But if I were going to summarize, Billy, those first 40 pages is this: always be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? You yourself, when somebody meets you, they're meeting your representative, right? And that representative, it needs to be on their game 24/7. It doesn't. It could be somebody in public, could be somebody on the street, could be an admirer, a fan, whatever, or it could be business. No matter what, or a coworker, or somebody that you're working with, always be nice. No matter what's going on in your day, no matter what happened that morning or the day before, that doesn't matter, and nobody cares about that negativity or something that could bring you down. You are nice, period.
That's right. Absolutely. And personable, I was fortunate enough to have you invite me out to your Christmas party. I think it was last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I flew out to California for the night. Well, I stayed a couple nights, actually. And I came out to your party at that restaurant, and the Fadernauts were there. And I made sure I went to every single table and talked to every single person at that party, and took pictures with them and shook their hands and sat at their table for a few minutes and let them know that I appreciate them. That's important, man. That's really important stuff.
You have to be nice.
Yeah.
You have to be nice. And it's not you being giving, right? And kindness, and you're doing that with a negative attitude, right? If you pick up somebody's dinner or you help somebody with a project, it doesn't have to be money, and you're not cool about it, you're not going to be able to have that opportunity again.
That's right. Yep. That's absolutely right. You have to really appreciate people. And it's not that you're going to let yourself be taken advantage of, but it's a way of treating people with a certain level of respect and dignity that you would expect for yourself. And they see that, and they can feel that. When you walk into a room full of people down or have a negative vibe, and you walk in full of that pure divine light energy, that positive energy, your electromagnetic frequency can literally raise the frequency of the people in the room. And that's what happens when somebody walks in a room and says, you say they light up a room. It's actually true, because electromagnetism is light. It's light waves. And when your light waves come in at a higher frequency, the lower frequency light waves buzz up to try to meet up with the higher frequency light wave. And that's when the smiles come across the faces. That's when people start to push their shoulders back and stop slouching, and their necks pop up. And they look happy, and they're engaged in the conversation, and they wanna get a chance to talk to you or shake your hand. That's how the power runs through you and out of you.
This is not something that is woo-woo or out there. This is not that kind of concept. It is a very basic thing. If you are negative inside, it's going to be seen on the outside. And it's little things in your face, in your eyes. It's what you emanate and what comes off of you. And if you're not happy with yourself, it's the opposite. And people notice that, and they recognize that. One of the things that I do want to bring up is you just mentioned something that is important when you walk into a room. And it doesn't have to be... it could be a lounge. It could be a bar. It could be a conference. It could be a gathering. It could be a work-related meeting. It could be a half a dozen people. It doesn't have to be 500 people, right? But you can tell when you're in that environment, you can see who is hanging out with who, right? Who is the person that is by themselves? Right. Well, you need to think about that. Do you want to be that, or do you want to be the opposite of that? People pick up on that vibe, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, they pick up on it very easily. because vibes don't lie. That's why we people walk around all the time. Or he's got a bad vibe, or she's got a bad vibe, or oh, he's got a great vibe. Those vibes are real. Vibes are frequencies, and frequencies are real. So it's something that we've been detecting since we were infants. It's something that it's just a natural innate ability for us to do, is to detect these electromagnetic frequencies. So it's very important that in your striving for your success and following the guides that I have put forth in this book, that you stay and maintain with a positive attitude, and anything that you do, you give it your 100% all. I don't care if your current job right now is cleaning toilets. I don't care. Clean the toilet to the best of your ability. Clean it with perfection, because that same perfection that you put into cleaning that toilet is going to flow over into everything else that you do. And I learned this when I went to Asia. I went to Cambodia. I hiked 37 miles through the jungles of Cambodia. I got to swim with monks. I got to go talk to monks. And one thing I learned was that the monks, they take sweeping the floor serious. Sweeping the floor has to be done with perfection. The lowliest of things, taking out the garbage, must be done with perfection. And that perfection will leak into everything else in your entire life. And that's the way you got to see things.
And I'm very fortunate to have Rita in my life, because whenever I feel like 90% is good enough, she lets me know that it is not. We're doing 110% on everything. Everything. That's it. That's it. That's the way we focus. Yeah. And I have that support, and that discipline now goes back and forth, because I can call her on it now too as well. But it's everywhere around us, and people appreciate that. And then there's the other side of that, Billy, and that is there are people out there that don't like success. They don't like your success, and they will do everything they can for whatever those reasons are to step in the way. Right? Oh, yeah, sure. And this is something that needs to be talked about. This is not an easy subject, but this is reality, isn't it?
It's pure reality. See, once you find your passion, and you're moving in your passion, and now you're moving in a direction on your path that's taking you to not only enlightenment, but also you're now able to monetize your passion so that you can fulfill all your personal dreams and needs and wants. There are going to be people coming out of the woodwork left and right, people that you thought were quote unquote friends, people that you thought loved you as family members. They're going to come, and it's going to be that Agent Smith effect, where that Agent Smith from the Matrix jumps in their body and kind of takes over the programming code, and they're going to try to talk about you. They're going to try to dog you. They're going to try to tell you things to make you want to quit or stop doing what you're doing. They're going to tell you things to make you feel guilty about yourself. They're going to try to make you feel like you're not helping them out enough, and they're going to try to blame their downfalls on the fact that you're doing this and not helping them. And all these kind of crazy things are going to start happening. And you have to realize that's all par for the course. That's going to happen. I guarantee it's going to happen. Don't let that deter you from your mission. Don't let that deter you from your goal. Unfortunately, like I said earlier.
Let me jump in though. I don't want to let go of this.
Okay.
That's fine to say, but how do you do it?
Listen, you got to be there's going to be a little bit of tough love dished out on your path. And some people, you got to let them know that I'm sorry, man, that you feel that way. I really apologize that you feel that way. But I have a mission. I have a goal. I have plans. And I can no longer, be susceptible to trying to fulfill all your needs and wants along this path. I have to move on. I wish I could take you with me. But unfortunately, the path that I'm on, it seems like you may not be able to come. And this is one of those things where at some point, sometimes you part ways. And maybe in the future, you can rekindle a spark or rekindle a relationship or a friendship. But at the moment of your beginning of the process and moving forward and gaining these yeses and starting moving in the positive direction, You can't let them pull you back. You cannot allow it to happen. Even if it's going to hurt their feelings, even if it's going to make them angry or sad, you have to keep pushing forward. Otherwise, you're going to sacrifice all your goals, your dream, and your life for people that really, at the deepest level, don't really care about you the way that you should care about yourself.
Yeah, I always look at the number at it's like 50%. And what I mean by that is no matter what you're doing, I don't care if you're designing cars, if you're designing websites, if you're a guitar player, musician, artist, Rich and his wonderful photography here, half of the people that look at this photograph are going to think that it sucks, right? Yeah. And it, no matter what, it's always half. It's half. I have chosen to ignore it. I ignore the critics. I ignore any negativity. I don't pay attention to it because that turns around and affects me and forces me into being off of my game and also stopping what needs to get done, right? Yeah. Because I'm worrying about this other stuff when I should be doing something. And it comes up to this point here. Paul, this is great. That's just popped up in Twitter. He says, what about crippling procrastination? And that's part of it. Procrastination comes from negativity that's around you. You get distracted, and you feel like you can put stuff off because you're feeling down, and you don't have the energy. How do you stop the procrastination cycle?
Yeah, that's a tough cycle to stop, and it's I covered it in the book as well. Procrastination and self-sabotage are the two biggest reasons why people don't move forward to achieve their goals, and they find themselves stuck in this cycle of this mundane life, and that just breeds more depression. So when you getting into a situation where you're starting to feel like you're recognizing that you're procrastinating, you have to literally kick yourself in the butt. You have to snap out of it. It's almost like, if somebody's fainted and you got to kind of pour the water on their face and maybe pop them upside the head a couple of times. You gotta snap yourself out of it. But to do that, you have to be aware of your emotions. So you have to begin to detect that you're now slipping. So you have a deadline on something, and all of a sudden, every single day, I'm going to start. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. By the third day, and this thing is due in a week, you realize, oh wow, you have to check yourself. Oh wow, you see what I'm doing to myself? Talk to yourself out loud. You see what you're doing? You are sabotaging this opportunity by putting it off consistently. We keep saying that we're going to do it. We keep saying that we're going to do it, and it's not getting done. And now you just got to slap yourself, and you got to say, I don't care what I got to do. I'm turning my phone off. I'm turning off this email. I'm turning off all social media accounts. I'm not going to move until this thing is accomplished. And I'll give you a quick example. I kept talking about writing the Compendium book since 2015. Talking. I'm going to write this book because the world needs to see this. All of a sudden, I realized, I checked myself. A couple of years go by, 3 years go by. I'm going, wait a minute, I didn't even start on this book yet. I keep talking and telling people I'm going to write this book, and I haven't even cracked the doggone seal on the pen or the paper. I said, okay, that's it. I turned off my phone. I turned off my computer. I turned off social media. I didn't post anything. And for 15 days, I went in on the Compendium, and I did a chapter a day. That was my commitment to myself. Uber Eats, Postmates, that's the only thing I'm going to get. I'm only going to sleep 3-4 hours, and I'm going to go crazy on this thing until it's done. And I did it in 15 days. See, I cut everything off.
When I find myself in that moment pretty much every day. Okay, I'm just being straight. I get up and I know. It's just like, oh man, but I don't have a choice, right? That's it. Nobody's going to do things for me. Procrastination, when you put it out, nobody's going to do it for you. I don't know what you are expecting. Nobody's going to get it done but you. Nobody's going to motivate you but you.
That's true.
I would love to have a coach, right? Come in, get up. Here's your list of stuff to do today. Yeah. That's not how life works, right? And if you're in the procrastination zone, that's it. Nobody's going to get you out of it but you.
That's it. Only you. You know, and you have to look at it this way, especially if you're an entrepreneur like we are. Me being Jimmy and myself. Every day when we wake up, we are unemployed. We don't have a job.
Don't have a job. No, every day. Every day.
We're unemployed every day. We have to go out there and get it every single day. And then we got responsibilities that don't care about that. So, you know, for me, that's enough motivation to make sure that I do the things that need to get done, because I got to realize I got a lot of people relying on me, a lot of people depending on me, especially since the COVID situation and family members out of work and children who are adults that, you know, can't work, hadn't been able to work properly, need help and assistance because they're still young and trying to find their way and living on their own and everything else. And all the people that generate income through me and to pay for their babies' diapers and their milk and their rent and their car payments and everything else. I know I got to go out there and get it, because if I don't, there's going to be a deck of cards coming down.
Yeah, quickly too.
Quick.
Oh, I'm so cognizant of that. Oh, you have no idea. And that's why I keep saying over and over again, foot stays on the gas.
That's right.
I don't have that luxury of taking my foot off the gas. I can't do it.
Right.
You know, my paychecks don't come from a company where I can take I get a sick day, right? It doesn't, no. And I may have taken nights off because of COVID. I was working. I was working the whole way through all of that. I did what? I got COVID, right? I got a cold. I'm sick. I got a toothache. Yeah, I stubbed my toe. I got a broken leg. And the show, no, it doesn't work that way. Now, there's one other point that I want to get to before the end. I almost feel like we should do. You want to go through and do overtime?
Sure.
Should we keep our foot on the gas?
Let's keep our foot on the gas,
all right,
man. That's
all
what
right.
it's all about.
We better show everybody what we're made of. But it's this, Billy. With the economy and with COVID right now, the doors are going to open back up, and it's not going to stay this way forever. You want to be ready at the gate. You want to be that horse in the horse race, right? Ready with it, because when those doors open, you don't want to be standing there watching the horses drive. You don't want to see the race cars blasting up, and you're trying to merge into traffic, right? You don't want to be that person right now. You want to be in front, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. See, we talked about this on a previous show during the beginning stages of this lockdown, where this COVID-19 was a blessing and also a curse. A blessing in the way that a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands to knock out projects that they've been hoping, dreaming, and wishing they had time to do. And hopefully they did not procrastinate and self-sabotage themselves and knock it out. This entire time, like you said, you were working, I was working. I got the Woke Doesn't Mean Broke done. I got 8 more books in editing right now, an 8-book series on the Egyptian mysteries. Started 2 new companies, launched in the COVID, launched a streaming TV network during COVID. These are the things you've got to be working on doing for yourself while this time goes down, because right now, when it opens up, which is going to be fairly soon, all of a sudden, I'm going to see all these different projects that I started explode. They're going to literally launch like a Tesla or a rocket ship going into space. It's going to launch. The streaming platform is already doing very good. When things turn back on and people's incomes get turned back on, it's going to go crazy. So you have to be in a position now so that when this explosion comes, you're riding the top of that shockwave.
Yeah, where I see that there is spare time, right? This is, you can't look at it like it's free time right now. You can't look at if there's that one thing that you've always wanted to get done. Maybe it's photography. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's writing song. Maybe it's starting a website, a podcast. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. A business, you're selling arts and crafts. Whatever, a restaurant, whatever it is, and especially a restaurant right now. Right? Yeah. Whatever that is, take advantage of this time. You haven't had spare time before, right? We've never had the luxury of having spare time. Right now, we've got it. You know, and when the economy starts to take off, everything is going to go in a positive direction. Right? Everything is going to explode. Everything is going to reopen, and the opportunities that are there are going to be endless. You want to be in front of the game, not behind it.
Absolutely. And one of the things you got to realize is these type of economic collapses and pandemics are cyclical. They're going to come back over and over and over again. So when the real estate collapse happened in 2008, I wasn't fully ready. I admit that. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't as ready as I thought I was, because at that time I put all my eggs in one basket, which was a real estate basket. I didn't keep my money diversified, and I almost went down to zero. I didn't go quite to zero, but I lost a lot. I had to cut back on a lot of things. And then I realized from that point, next step. See, all this wealth of knowledge, all my failures and fallings are inside this book to teach you the way to go. So now I said, oh, okay, I got to diversify. I have to have multiple streams of income, and I have to put away for the next economic collapse, which just happened to be COVID-19. I was 10 times to the 10 squared ready for this thing when it hit, okay? It didn't even rock my boat. I didn't even feel a ripple go against the side of my boat when this thing hit. That's how rock solid I was when this thing came. And so now I was in a position to buy up all these cheap stocks when the stock market crashed. I'm in a position to buy up all this real estate now that a lot of people are going to be losing houses, and houses are going to be going into foreclosure, and banks are going to start selling them for pennies on the dollar. All these opportunities come. You say, well, I don't have the money now to do that. Well, that's okay, because guess what, guys? Get yourself together now so that when the next one comes, and it will come, you're ready. You're ready to jump on all the opportunities that these economic collapses are going to give you, because that's what the super rich and wealthy do. They become more rich and more wealthy during economic collapses than any other thing.
Now, you brought up 2008, and I'm going to make this very brief before the break. Back before the economy had its collapse, I was in the middle of going to school for broadcasting. And while I was in school, I had all my opportunities laid out. I knew which radio station I was going to go to, and I had my plans, and everything was fine. Right in the middle of all of that, the economy collapsed. And one of the things that went down first was radio and television. They cut back everything because all of the advertising out of Detroit, beers, cars, everybody cut back. Radio stations stopped hiring. I'm in school. I'm getting ready to graduate, and I'm in the middle of this, and I don't have an opportunity now. I wasn't prepared. I thought that, and what did I do? Rita and I said, let's start our own radio station.
Boom.
Right? That's talk about at the ground level, but we had to take advantage of the moment that we were in, and we had to recognize it. And that's what we did. You know, instead of going, oh, I can't get a job. School was a waste. I'll just, you know, no, that's not what we did. We did the exact opposite. And everybody needs to listen, and not only to what you're saying, my own experience. I'm speaking from this directly, and I haven't told that story in public too many times. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson. We're talking about his new book, Broke Doesn't Woke. Broke doesn't mean woke. Woke doesn't mean broke. I'll be right back after this short break. We're going into overtime with Billy Carson. Stay with us.
Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
The older we get, the more important it is to stay active and healthy. I exercise regularly, eat right, but recently some new aches and pains have really put a cramp in my routine. A good friend recently told me about Angioprim. She said Angioprim is the original liquid oral chelation supplement, helping people since 2003. Chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, calcium, and cholesterol in veins and arteries that may cause blockages and lead to unexplained pain. Research shows the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that may help promote good cardiovascular health. After a few weeks of taking Angioprim, my pain was gone. Now I'm back and more physically active than ever. Find out more. Go to angioprim.com, ANGIOPRIM.com, or talk to a trained consultant. Call Angioprim right now, 954-882-7221. That's 954-882-7221.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Billy Carson, talking about his new book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. I've got all the links up. You need to get a copy of this. You just have to. And this is the thing. The book is important, But there's a couple of other things that I want to talk about really quick while we're in overtime. Almost like having fun at this point, Billy. But the first thing, there's 2 points I want to get to before we wrap tonight. The first thing is follow through. How do you find the energy to make sure that you absolutely complete everything from start to finish? You can't finish halfway. How do you find the energy to get everything through to completion?
I literally make it part of like this fun, I don't want to call it a game, but for me, it becomes really a game. You know, I literally attack all these different opportunities and businesses with the sense of like, it's a game. How successful can I make it? How can I complete this task? How efficiently and how effectively can I do it? How will it affect my bottom line? And so I literally thrive off of completing my tasks because to me, it gives me a level of satisfaction and gratification that, you know, I look forward to. So because of that, it's part of the process that I enjoy. Like, it's like, wow, I could pat myself on the back. This got done. Boom, next. Where we go? What's next? And so to me, it's like just, wow, I really just, it empowers me to know that I'm getting through something and getting to the end and getting that follow through because it just makes me feel good. It's it gives me this natural high.
And the other part about that, which is important, is your health, your diet. You can't do any of this without taking care of the engine.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's a big thing. Like I said earlier, even when I was doing the 16-hour days, I still got to put that time in for the exercise. And I post a lot of my stuff, like when I do my 5 miles, I post those 3 times a week, you know, so people can see, like, I'm really doing this stuff. Right now, my sister, who is a professional bodybuilder from Germany, I just felt like there was another level I can do with my fitness. I didn't feel like I was getting enough out of what I was doing. I had hit a plateau, and I really want to get to the next level. And again, so like I told you, and like I say in the book, sometimes you need a mentor. Sometimes you're not the it. And I realized I wasn't the it, and I wasn't getting to the goals that I wanted to see within my own self and my own body and my own health. So I called in the pro. I called my sister. I said, Maria, I need you. I need you. And she hopped on a plane a couple of weeks later and came down, and she's been down here for a month. She's not going back till the 30th of this month. So that'll be 2 months, 60 days. She left Germany, left her family behind and everything for 60 days to come train me, work with me, get me on the right macros and meal and diet plan. And she's got me right, man. But again, I dropped the ego and I reached out and said, hey, you're better than me at this. I need to learn from you.
I saw your pictures of you working out, and I remember I called you up and I said, hey, you know, my problem with that is I can't drink shots of vodka. You know, where do I put the shot glass in the gym? But that's another part of this, right? It's not only it's a physical thing, but it's a mental discipline where you have to put the devil aside. Right, you've got to ignore because it's too easy to do the wrong thing, isn't it? We are all susceptible to it.
Oh yeah, the wrong thing is the easiest thing to do. The hard thing is going. I just did 9 hours straight work. I'm exhausted mentally and physically, and now my sister wants to take me to the gym and beat me down for an hour and a half and have me pushing 70-pound, dumbbells. I have a choice though because she's not the boss of me, and I can just say I'm taking a day off, or am I going to go and knock this out and do what I'm supposed to do? So the decision is always yours. We're in a free will universe. You always have that decision, but every decision has a consequence, whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence. Me and you, Jimmy, we did a show about this. We talked about the Hermetic principles, the principle of cause and effect. So, that's where it comes into play. And based on those decisions, it's going to send out the ripple in space-time. If I don't work out, if I don't be consistent, I'm going to begin to fall off. I'm going to not reach goals. That's going to leak over and bleed over into my business life and into my other, my spiritual life, into my relationship life and everything else. people don't realize how things trickle down. They trickle down, man, from the smallest things.
Now, I've never seen the chink in your armor. We've done a lot of hanging out, and you practice what you preach. There's no question about it, and it's infectious. And I enjoy seeing people crowd around you and want to talk, and how gracious you are with everybody all the time. You are always on, but that can't be the case. That can't be the case. There are moments. I've never seen it, but do you slip up? Do you slip up?
I mean, nobody's perfect. We are all human, even though some people do believe that I'm an alien. Maybe I'm a symbiont, but so we all have our moments, the thing that I would say for me, that's allowed me to reach this level of Zen that I'm hovering at. And I do have these times where, I can get angry and things like that. But I try not to let things affect my physiology. Now, more recently, a chink in my armor, would be that was publicly known, was obviously my father was a victim of police brutality, and that led to his death. And it really was a horrible death because he was totally innocent, did nothing wrong. And, all we got for it was $40,000, which he ended up only getting $9,000. And then he had 100 seizures and his mind erased, double concussion and a broken back. And so then when all the police brutality started popping up on the social media, it really sparked me. Like it really got it under my skin. At one point, I forget what it was, but I was on Facebook and I was rambling, and I was so angry, man, because I just want to see this stop. I just can't understand why we can't everybody can't just love one another and stop this craziness, that was going on. And I got so angry, man. And I realized that when I went back and I watched the video, I didn't even want to watch the video, but what happened was I was scrolling on my own feed and my own post popped up. And I noticed how angry I was, publicly angry. And that anger it made me feel sick. So, a moment of anger will lead to 40 days of sorrow. And, so it's like, man, how can I make the adjustment for this? Because this was no good. The first thing I did was I just deleted it. It had been up for a few days, but I deleted it. That way I can erase it at least at some point from my own feed, just to make me feel like, okay, now the next thing became, how do I start to work towards fixing the problem and not focusing on the negative aspect of it? Also, then how do I also bring more positivity back into the world, since the whole world is talking about the negativity and everybody's going crazy on the streets and everything else? Let me be the person that injects the light. So I had to do a little self-correction. I had to get my brain-heart coherence back in alignment. I had to recognize that I had failed at that moment and that I went down the wrong tube, and that I had to reel myself back in and get myself back on track. It takes a lot of self-talk and shadow work. And if you're not willing to do that, you can become completely taken away and blown all the way to the dark side. And I see it happen with a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the conscious community right now that all they can do is tweet negative, 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 negative. There's not one positive thing coming out anymore. It's always this negativity, and people are feeding off of it, and they're becoming negative. It's very contagious. We have to continue to inject positive. We have to address issues, but also inject positivity and inject solutions. So, if there's a chink in my armor, that was one. I got caught publicly getting angry, very, very frustrated. But I found a way to correct myself.
Now, the negativity that is out there right now on social media it's such an obvious thing to point out. We all know where we are at. There's a lot of built-in pent-up frustrations with the economy and COVID and lockdowns and all of that. So that is coming out. But your representative, once again, that people see first is what you post in social media. And you can't, you don't get second chances there. Right. No. And if somebody sees something coming out of you negative, you may be the nicest person in the world. Mm-hmm. But if you're posting out there, that is what they see. And you need to be aware of that 24/7. You can't afford to get a reputation tarnished because of how you vented in social media.
Exactly. You just can't do it, And in all regard, I mean, just looking at it and looking at some of the other events and everything else, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but still, it doesn't matter. That's not the place for it. And instead of the venting and the complaining, it needs to be, how can I put this energy, turn all that energy into finding a solution, or to trying to find a different way to help victims, to trying to find a way to enlighten people, whatever it takes, but not to consistently put out the negativity. Now, I address negative issues, and you have to do that. There's no way to get around that. I'm not going to stop, but I don't harp on them, and I don't pound and browbeat people with it over the head, night in, night out, day in, day out. I present the information, and then I try to back it up with some positive information or something positive, more positive than negative, to keep people on an upbeat mode and keep people's vibration high and keep them thinking that they can make it and that things are going to get better. Otherwise, we're going to put out so much negativity that we're going to bring, law of attraction works in both frequencies. We're going to bring back and pull back in more negativity.
And what's the advice? I mean, what I say when it comes to social media, also with your mouth in public too as well. Yeah. But when it comes to social media, and you are compelled to respond, people want to defend themselves, right? Yeah. And that natural compulsion to do that. Just say no. Don't do it, no matter how bad. Yeah. You need to do this, and you need to respond, and you need to. Don't do it. Don't do it ever. But that's easy to say. How do you get that discipline together?
Not easy. I mean, I remember I used to get, when I first started especially, I'm trying to put this information out, and then here come the internet trolls, and here come the people saying this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to defend your information, try to defend your perspective, and then you have the cyber bullies. They want to entice you into a cyber fight, into a virtual battle, right? And I got sucked in the early days, a few times. I got sucked in, and I realized I said, oh, they're eating my energy.
Right. These
are energy vampires. So when I recognized that, I said, oh, I see what this is. This is a game. They're getting a thrill and a joy off of me responding.
And it only takes once.
That's it.
Right? And now you're in the cycle, because your response is not the end.
That's right.
It's just the beginning.
Yeah. So I said, oh, now I see. So what I do, block, delete, mute, whatever, disable, whatever you can do to prevent them from interacting and sending any more negative comments and things like that. To the best of your ability, put the keywords in the filter that they have now on Facebook and Instagram. I put those keywords in there. I got about 1,000 keywords. People think they're typing all this crazy stuff, and nobody can ever see it. They think they post it too, but nobody ever sees it. It doesn't even show up on the feed. They can see it, but nobody else can, which is a beautiful thing they put in that tool they put in there. I love that. And people say, well, how do they eat your energy? Well, if somebody sends a negative comment to one of my posts, and then I look at it, now that photon has pinged off of that device to my retina and went to my brain. Now my brain has a decision to make. Do I respond to this information or not? If I respond, my brain then generates an electromagnetic wave, which is a wave of light, which then directs my hand to the device to type back a comment. And that comment is a low frequency, usually defending comment. It's usually a low frequency comment. It travels through the device. It piggybacks on the microwave signal from that cell phone to the nearest tower, goes up into space to a satellite. This is a light from your brain. Travels down the satellite to the nearest cell phone tower in that person's region or area, and travels down that microwave frequency to their device. Then it lights up their device with a notification. That light pings off the device into their retina. They see your comment, and they get an emotional satisfaction. They just ate your energy, literally.
100%. Mm-hmm. And this is another point. I can't wait to hear your comment. And that is, people think that being negative makes them special and people care. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about how much you hate something or how much you don't like a person or a subject or an idea. Nobody cares about that. Right? And you may not want to hear this right now, but nobody cares. Absolutely none.
At the end of the day, they don't really care. I mean, they're going to tap the like button. They give you some of these. Even likes can be fake in the term, in a way of being, people are already following. They're clicking the like. They're giving you fake satisfaction.
Yes.
Deep down inside, they really can care less, to be quite honest with you, the majority of them. And so it tricks you into thinking, oh, this negative, this thing I attacked. Okay, let me do some more of that. And here come some more of these, these weightless likes. And here comes some more weightless likes. And you keep going down the rabbit hole into darkness and negativity, thinking that you're making a positive impact when in actuality you got sucked into the dark side and you don't even know it.
It's so funny how I have evolved in this entire thing, where I just want to say this as cleanly and as clearly as possible. Not only do I not deal with negativity, and the temptation is there, Billy. The temptation's right there, man. It's just like, right. But the discipline of that now, I don't read it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even read it. I don't fall to the temptation. Not only in social media, in news, in media in general. I don't watch the news. I don't watch it on TV because that's forced onto you, right?
Yeah.
I get my news by choice. Right? You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
and that discipline, now that permeates out into my circle, right? Of those that are around me. I'm now in a safe zone and I'm not polluted by that negativity, which goes all the way back to the first couple chapters of your new book. It's
That's right.
It is your world. And once you clean it up, once you clean it up and you get this discipline in, things are rolling downhill for you.
Yep, that's right. Absolutely. That is it, man. And the beautiful thing about this book is it's 688 pages. I don't think some people may not realize that. It's 2 inches thick. 688 pages of content and information. And it's not the type of book, after you get past that first 40 or 50 pages, the rest of it, you can go to the index in the back and look specifically what you need answers about. And you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of topics in the index in the very back and the exact pages to go to get those answers or read about that situation. And that's what I love. It's really, really well organized. Hats off to my editor, Laura Cantu at Winter Wolf Publishing. She did a phenomenal job with that. And I go into so many things in this book, even talking about life insurance policies, for example. Do you have a term life policy or do you have a whole life? Well, you're throwing your money away with a term life. Now, for example, me, I have a $3 million life insurance whole life policy. Before then, I was just throwing money away on term life policies. I can't get any money back from a term life. It's just pissing in the wind. But in 5 years from now, if I have a great business idea or I have a child that needs assistance or help or a grandchild that needs help, I can pull down $300,000, $400,000 out of my own life insurance policy and use that for whatever I want. You see, it's a savings account. These things that people don't know about these things. So I expose all this in the book and I teach people, how to navigate this financial matrix in a way that's going to benefit them and their family. And then on top of that, I'm doing a free workshop every week only for book owners. So if you own my book, this week is Saturday at 8 p.m. You automatically get an email with the Zoom link, private link, just for the book owners. And every week, once a week, I do a 1-hour workshop on content in the book for free.
And it's really simple for me to express it this way. you have a choice. You can either roll that broken car uphill and stress or clean up your life, clean up yourself, and then roll down the hill. And it's all of this can open up in front of you if you have the discipline of doing the right things with self first. And that's where it all starts. Billy, what a great conversation tonight. Well, okay, now you've got 80,000 things going on. You and I are doing a film together, by the way, and I can't wait. We're getting close, everybody.
Getting close. I have the narration script almost ready for you as well. You're going to be narrating too.
That was my surprise for later. All right. Well, but anyway, what is next for you?
Oh, man, there's so much. Well, I'm working on the movie script right now for Chronicles of the Anunnaki. That's still, of course, COVID slowed down everything, obviously, but that is still moving forward. And then I've also got the script that I'm doing for Quantum Walkers, which is another movie that is more sci-fi suspense. I just released 4 new singles in the last month, this month, December, actually. But I have a new album coming out in January with 10 tracks on it. Everything that I'm doing now is all meditation and yoga tracks. I've got a brand new 11-hour and 11-minute sleep meditation track. It's phenomenal. And of course, the Forbidden Knowledge TV, taking it to the next level for 2021, getting some huge key interviews, some more exclusive, created content, in-house created content. You're part of that with the Black Knight Satellite. I'm doing the Gosford Glyphs mystery out of Australia, and a few other amazing documentaries that I'm working on right now. So I'm just pushing all these things, man, and building my other social media platform, Unite the 99, trying to get that to 1 million subscribers. It's doubling every few days now in size, and it's doing really, really good. A lot of great positive information and content in Unite the 99 social media app. It's a 5-star app. And I'm just excited, man. Everything is going good. The next big thing, though, that's coming is taking Forbidden Knowledge TV to breaking down 1 billion of the shares. 10% of the shares is going to be available. The first, it'll be $1 a share up to 1 million shares. And then we're going to go back in with a 504, I think it's a Regulation C, and do 50 million. And then we're going to go ahead and get a stock symbol and get it up on the stock market. Probably a 3 to 4 year plan there, but it starts in 2021. People not only can watch Conscious TV, but they can actually own a part of Conscious TV.
Man, I don't know how you do it. I'm a witness to it. I'm just going to let everybody know. I'm walking side by side with Billy. Blown away every single day. And don't ever let up, Billy. I know you won't. We appreciate everything that you do for this community. Thank you so much. And I'll be in touch in the next couple of days. We've got lots of stuff that we're working on. Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you.
The absolute very best. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, ForbiddenKnowledge.com. And, of course, the new book is out on Amazon right now. And I'm here to tell you that conversation that I had with somebody last year. What's the deal with Billy Carson? Billy Carson is a guy that gets it done. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Fade to Black's executive producers Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2020 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. What do you want to be when you grow up, Jimmy? I want to be Billy Carson. I'll see everybody tomorrow night, Fader night, open lines all night long. Until then, be safe. Fade to Black.